Welcome back to Hunter x Hunter. I'm Panic. This is the journey that Gon is going through. And understanding a new spiritual power, this Ren thing, I think it's going to be quite helpful. Because, well, currently they need something else to really do well with. Especially going up against Sokka. And that is to say that no one else they fight against has something that is along this kind of power. Also, are we going to check in with Leorio or Kurapika at any point? Either way, Gon's going to be eating healthily for, well, quite a while. Unless snacks are back on the menu. Now, as we saw before, well, as we were told before at least, Killua getting to floor 200, then leaving because, well, that's what he needed to. How far are they going to go before really facing a challenge? Also, the more they learn here, the more people they go up against. I wonder if at any point he'll have to use something that was learned over the course of the Hunter exam. Also, is the opening song going to change at all, or is it just the visuals? Because if it keeps the same throughout the entire thing, that is some dedication. Also, I'd like to understand the gravity there. And if this Nen, Tetsu, and then something else all forms up to make something that was actually useful and beneficial and powerful, seeing in what form it would take for Gon would be interesting, but also the fact that the kid's teacher called out, no, stop that now. Is there some drawback to being able to do it? But the feeling he got when facing off against the kid, very reminiscent. Mentioned the 4 exercises. Not staying in their own personal rooms or anything, going to the house of the teacher. Currently, they have the attention, depending on how long that would last, though. Okay. By these 4 powers combined, I do like how it's actually looking like it's written on a whiteboard. And that was enough for Killua to worry about everything and back off quite a lot. Demonstrate. Emotionally, of course. Unless you want to make a mess. Do they need the positioning? Once you're trained enough, can you do it from any stance? At least tuck your shirt in if you're going to kill him. I think having a visual demonstration like this definitely gets the point across. Well, I think if he wanted to, there's not really a bluff there. That's all it took, a slight movement. And he got as far away as possible. And is there a defense against this? Or do you just strengthen your own resolve and see through it? They need the fast track teaching of this. He had enough for today. That might be useful. How big is that doorway? Just got him stoked. However, there was more. I mean, of course there would be stuff that was being held back there because, you know, he's not a full student. He's not going to just give out knowledge free of charge. But wow, we didn't see this side of Killua before. Was that a... No, he was out of the arena. Was that a killing blow? If it was anyone else? Still on his feet? He specced entirely into defense. Even without giving in the towel. Nope, there's no fight left. Called off by the referee. He could tell, just like Killua. Well, obviously, if he's been learning, then he'd be able to know, but... Well... Is he just doing it to make sure they don't fly off and hurt themselves, or...? He's given them the beginning of the training. I see. It's to protect them, to protect anyone else. It's like giving a baby a gun. It would be horribly irresponsible of him. Not the drinks. What do they do? Ah, it wasn't carbonated. It's fine. So is that how Hisoka was doing it with the playing cards? That would explain something. And that's today's lesson, Zushi. Well, it's fine, the paper's not damaged. You can just sellotape it back on. Go out and buy some more, right? Although if it's the juice that he got from winning like the 50th round, it might have meant more to him than just get some new ones. Getting to 190? That might be child's play. Further than that. Now we're getting into the true shit. Oh, it won't, will it? Well, we'll see about that. He speaks a big game, but, Zangief? Ah, maybe not. He puts a lot of trust and faith into his muscles there. All you need is a good pressure point. Maybe if you're slippery as a snake, you don't run in a straight line. Are the walls padded? Kind of hope they are. Who pays for the arena when someone is planted through it? But now we're in the 200th and above. Are they going to be facing off against actual tough opponents? Those that can control their own powers and abilities, may not be bluffing. He's gone. He's like Batman. He needs to step in now. If he just appears in the elevator. Yeah, he advanced to it and just went home. Ooh, fancy. They've got the money to put... What is that? Marble or faux? Along the walls. This will be their journey, their beginning of what may actually be a point to worry about. Someone needs to clean that hallway, or turn on a light or two at least. Someone really doesn't want them going down there. They have no other option. It's this way to the check-in desk. If every instinct you have is screeching at you to turn around. I guess hardening their souls, as it were. Their will. Announcer. They've got a little while to go. Was it a test? If they can't actually make it down the corridor, then all weapons are allowed. Are these? Do these still have like a crowd around? No. Oh. So only those that really like to fight. So, hello. Hey, Gon, here's your chance to repay him. When he actually managed to reserve himself to get up to this floor without breaking any extra rules. He's been watching the... Yeah. I mean, they didn't really try to hide their tracks, so anyone with the will could easily find them. You're here to help? He'll be waiting for them at the top. I think them... Not wanting to come down the hallway was one part of it. Also, I think she needs to get a bit of sleep. Maybe this floor is just too much for her. Oh no, it's the hand. That's a lot. A lot stronger than it was before. He's edging ahead. Yeah, at least put on a pair of shorts, yeah. Wondering why it's cold. I kind of like that analogy. In too higher doses, it will strip them of everything. That was your first lesson. I mean, if they're gonna struggle ahead anyway, he's given them the okay. He would put on a waiting list. Really? So they won't be allowed. Well, kind of put into a tough position now. Well, 3.5 hours to learn the lesson and get back here. They have a determination that's not going to be dissuaded at all. What did the vase do to deserve that? And since all weapons are now on the table, at least Gon can bring his fishing rod along. And I've just realised how deadly the line would be if it wraps it around with all this energy. Okay. Recovering from extreme fatigue. I could use that. Once again, a demonstration right in front of them, but is it because it wasn't filled? Not the word I was going to use, but malice works. Being able to pick up on it. What about Zushi? Did he realise? A bit of both, maybe. I didn't think we'd be getting into, like, spirituality not so bullshit in this world. Which is kind of why they need to learn how to protect themselves from it. It is a double-edged sword. They will be reduced into nothingness? Can you stop demonstrating on household appliances and the foundations of the building? You might make it through a few extra doors, though, in the testing ground. How many, like, construction workers and whatnot does he have to hire just to repair all of the shit that he does teaching lessons? He'll be waiting. If they're able to pick it up in 3 hours and get back here, and get the okay from Hisoka, okay, you've learnt something at least. I do like how he's slightly, because of his own self-interest of, I want to pluck that fruit for myself, he's looking out for them in a kind of warped guardianship kind of way. Also, the fast-tracked... Did that Hoover have teeth and a tongue? The fast-tracked learning of all of this aura. Also, that one kind of looked like Kurapika. That'd be a cool little storyline if I'm just thinking of. What are we learning today, Gon? They're learning quite a bit from him, even if all of it is not entirely on the level. But what I like so far is that it's not just, oh, this person's powerful and you can do some training, some muscle exercises. Now there's more to it. It's not just pure strength and power and training. Now there's some extra little bits and pieces so the scaling can go off the charts. Oh dear, it could be one thing, but also it could mean there's not really like There's no mystery as such. It's, oh god, Hisoka's powerful and strong. Some others are just as deadly, or holding out his hand and he wants to kill me. I can feel it. That moment where they managed to get, on the same level of, say, Kuro's brother, what's he going to feel then? Not being able to hold pressure over him. And as far as teaching them about all this aura and how to use it and what it is, it makes sense. Don't just go along telling every child about the ability to kill people just with your presence. I wonder why that would be kind of guarded knowledge. As soon as you start handing it out to anyone, what if the prisoner guy who just murdered for fun had the knowledge and wherewithal to use this? Then again, there are people like Sokka who pick up on it and, well, maybe people do need to learn for self-defense. Maybe it's best to not actually get into this kind of world at all. I just stay home. Don't think anyone would come to murder you if you just owned a bakery or something. Seems a little safer. We've had time frames before. I think going back to the Hunter exam, for instance, they don't really have the luxury of waiting 50 hours in a room. It's condensed. We have something to learn, something to get on board, something to not only begin to understand what it all is, but also get to a level where you won't immediately die when faced up against people who are willing to use it to hurt in 3 hours, and then get, less than 3 hours, because they need to also get back and register. I think they'll be cutting it fine. Also, considering there's no more prize money after the 200th floor, and if you get to the 200th and then refuse to go further, you get put on a blacklist. Keep a look on that. Keep an eye on that one. They might not actually be thoroughly invested in all of this. Can you make it to floor, let's say, 190? Then maybe purposefully not lose. Take all of your prize money. Go in the next time. Money, leave. And not be questioned about... No, you're not taking this seriously. You keep almost getting there. Just a little bit further. Yep. Full effort. I'll make it next time. But I think I need to start back at level 100, maybe? Get some warm-ups in. But if the future bouts are the likes of Ahsoka and people of that nature, they are gonna need this lesson. I'll be looking forward to it, and hopefully you will too. The power-up that they've received already, opening a few doors, and now killing people with the power of their mind. In what form would it actually take for them? It's going to be interesting to see. Especially Killua learning this to get one up on his brother. If you liked this one, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing. Join onto my Discord. Or no, just have a nice night. Try and get some rest. I'll see you in the next one. I wouldn't keep any personal possessions around that teacher, Mr. Wing dude, just in case it starts getting used. God damn it, Wing, I can tell how serious you are without having to need to destroy my lunchbox. My patrons really are the ones that are teaching me all the ways of self-defense, if that means not being killed by the supernatural. And by supernatural, it probably just means YouTube copyright terms. So anyway, I do need to thank Noku, Raywin, Sal, Arthia, Kite, Shiwan, Mats, Girly, Cardboard, Mega42, Akane, Tori Jane, Danny Sui, and everyone else. And if you too would like to train me in the mystic arts of the supernatural, consider joining onto my Patreon as well.